People know about this project.
Okay.
Yeah.
When people ask me क्या कर रहे हो, I said काला पानी.
Right.
कौन सा रोल कर रहे हो? केतन. अच्छा वो आपको मिल गया.
Oh, आपको मिल गया. अच्छा, okay.
Right. Is it possible to have to be just an actor on the set after being a filmmaker who has all the control on his own set? Can you switch off and be like, okay, I'm doing only the acting part here?
I'm the only actor who can do that. I have two hats. The moment I came here,
Yeah.
my director's hat was off.
Okay.
For me, it's something that I learned to switch on and off in
Right.
terms of acting and directing.
How do actors look at this? Like, is it absolutely clear on paper कि ऐसा लगेगा?
It's very rare to find stories like these, very fresh, but at the same time, so challenging for an actor.
I don't think my audition was that good, but when they give me the signing amount, I might be better than the audition.
अब तो बन गया. How was his audition? You can tell us.
I don't think there's anybody who could have done that role.
You went back because you had this in mind. I have to look at it again or something, or you went back on a holiday.
So as a writer, you're always thinking, you're always actively pursuing experiences कि यहाँ से कुछ मिल सकता है, कोई
Right.
कहानी यहाँ मिल
हाँ.
सकती है. So kind of, yeah, that was the idea. I didn't
Right.
tell my wife, of course. I told her कि holiday पे जा रहे हैं, but back of the mind में था. कि
Right.
ऐसा
I
कुछ
hope she watches our interview. Arushi and gentlemen, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. Good to see all of you, especially after watching this. I will start with you. Because comes from your imagination, your thoughts. The first germ, कहाँ से idea आता है ऐसा? Because this is not a everyday idea.
Yeah. So like we see in the show, I was one of the tourists who went there और वहाँ पे cellular jail का एक guided tour हो रहा था. So the guide started talking about why it's called Kaala Paani, and it's not really Kaala Paani, it's called Kaala Paani. The earlier name was Kaala Paani because basically once you come here, it's impossible for you to leave.
Right.
That was the thing back then. So that kind of the thought, and I think this is like 2007-8
Okay.
was when I went there, and the idea kind of stuck with me. And then of course I went there with my wife a few years back, and this parts of this idea started coming to me, and I realized कि अच्छा अगर ये आज हो जाए जो कि तब होता था, that people can't leave and there's a situation in the near future, what will happen?
Right.
And then I started talking to Sameer and Amit about it, and then we kind of formed a few characters and their journeys, and then of course all of this the show happened. Yeah.
Right. You went back because you had this in mind. I have to look at it again or something, or you went back on a holiday.
So as a writer, you're always thinking, you're always actively pursuing experiences कि यहाँ से कुछ मिल सकता है, कोई
Right.
कहानी यहाँ मिल सकती है. So kind of, yeah, that was the idea. I didn't
Right.
tell my wife, of course. I told her कि holiday पे जा रहे हैं, but back of the mind में था. कि
Right.
ऐसा
I
कुछ है.
hope she watches our interview. Right. So when he comes to you with this kind of an idea, filmmaker के सर पे तो और भी चीजें होती है. Like, Netflix, the minute we put on Netflix, the menu has 1000 options. Why will one click on something like that? Do these things play on your mind?
They do. No,
Okay.
but I guess that's not something that you think about while you are making something.
Fair enough,
No,
right.
I think you have to just stay true to the story that you want to say. No, and when this idea came to us, when Bisu shared this thought,
Right.
we got very excited with it because ये clear था कि ये बहुत fresh है, बहुत new है.
जी.
No, and
और
we
ऐसा
were
कुछ पहले भी नहीं था.
पहले
आगे
कुछ था भी नहीं
है,
था.
कुछ
No,
ऐसा survival drama.
survival
ऐसा
drama
कुछ
हुआ
है.
ही नहीं है. No. So we were pretty convinced कि अच्छा है, and let's just go full throttle into it.
Right.
And that's about it, and that's how it started.
Right. Arushi, when script like that comes and, when a narration like that comes, is like, how do actors look at this? Like, is it absolutely clear on paper कि ऐसा लगेगा?
I think with this it was.
Okay.
And honestly, like you said, it's very rare to find stories like these.
Right.
I mean, I've auditioned a lot.
Yeah.
That has been my journey. Lekin isme it felt like, I don't know, it felt like something like they're saying that it's very fresh, but at the same time, so challenging for an actor. Like when you read something like that, you want to sink your teeth into it.
Right.
It was like that. And the vision of it, the way they have shot it, everything is so fresh and original.
Right.
And every actor wants to be original at the end of the day. I feel like that's something somebody has to give you an opportunity, first of all, to visualize you in a character like that. And I have worked with them in Jadugar.
Yeah.
I share a very special bond with all of them at Poshampa. So it felt like a bigger responsibility after doing Jadugar with this role. Jyotsna, there was so much to do.
Right.
And I felt like I don't want to think about anything else.
Right.
Like I just want to think about this character and do justice to it,
Right.
and prove them right that they have made the right choice with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When क्या ये सच है जिस भी एक्टर से मैं बात करता हूँ वो कहते हैं कि OTT के टाइम चल रहा है बहुत सारे अच्छे ऑफर्स आ रहे हैं. Is it firstly true that every actor is getting a lot of good offers?
Yeah, I guess. Like I've seen a lot of actors around me who were struggling earlier to get work, but now I think most of them are getting
Right.
opportunities as compared to some 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right. So when something like that comes, what's in for you to jump in and say, yeah, I'll do it? What was in?
No, I think there are some projects which like this is a project that you don't choose.
Right.
This project has chosen me because everything is tailor-made. It's a great team. It's an amazing script. It's a show for Netflix. It's an amazing character.
Right.
So, in fact, I just wanted to give a good audition and crack it. I say this again and again. I don't think my audition was that good, but they saw the potential in me.
Right.
They felt that when they give me the signing amount, I might be better than the audition. So, is what they felt, and then eventually I had great fun doing it.
अब तो बन गया. How was his audition? You can tell us.
I don't think there's anybody who could have done the role.
That's true.
more justice.
And for that part, I think, I don't know, I mean, countless number of people have auditioned.
Yeah.
Oh, but this guy, he nailed it. Yeah.
Like a lot of people actually I know have auditioned for this.
Yeah.
Well, people know about this project.
Yeah.
When people ask me क्या कर रहे हो, I said काला पानी.
Right.
कौन सा रोल कर रहे हो? केतन. अच्छा वो आपको मिल गया.
Oh, आपको मिल गया. अच्छा, okay.
Right. Ashu, I've saved the best for the last. You are one of India's best storytellers, one of the best filmmakers we have. When they told me you were in this, so they said Ashu is also there. I said Ashu, so then this Ashutosh Gowariker. So I was like, oh wow, he's Ashu. My question is, what was in for you? Someone who's had incredible body of work. What excites you to say, yeah, I'll act in this?
Well, precisely 4 reasons why. One, Sameer and Amit and Vishwapati.
Yeah.
All 3 of them have been dazzled by their previous work. Their simplicity, their versatility,
Right.
in terms of different kind of topics. And 2 is the title Kaala Paani. When they came up with this title, I was immediately intrigued. I wanted to know what it is about. And I felt that if I'm so intrigued about it, I'm sure the audiences are going to feel the same, which is a survival drama and a thriller. So I was interested. My third question was, what am I playing?
Yeah.
So that becomes the character of the Lieutenant Governor, Zibran Qadri. And I found that something which I've not done in the past.
Right.
Never had the opportunity to do it in the past. And fourth being Netflix.
Right.
And this kind of a show, I instantly knew when I met them and they told me about it, that this is the first of.
Right.
It's a genre that's not been explored.
Right. Fair enough.
And we're going to do it on a scale and at a location which is untapped.
Right.
We all know about Andaman and Nicobar, but we don't have a visual reference to it
Correct.
as strongly as what we have of Goa. So I thought here's an opportunity to, be a participant in this. First of all, honor the fact that they've come to meet me and they want me to play this part.
Right.
So I had to say yes.
Right. Coming from a place where I don't know how to ask this, but is it possible to have to be just an actor on the set after being a filmmaker who has all the control on his own set? Can you switch off and be like, okay, I'm doing only the acting part here?
I'm the only actor who can do that. I have 2 hats. The moment I came here, my director's hat was off.
Okay.
Because I feel that I find acting difficult.
Okay.
You have to do a lot of hard work. It's not easy to play a character. And for me to be on set, my first rule was that I must just obey what they want me to do. Because they have done the hard work. They have worked on it for 2 years.
Right.
He's created the character. He wants it to be played in a particular way. He wants the dialogues to be said in a particular way. So at the end of the day, my question to them would always be,
Right.
How was today's? Was it all good?
Yeah, that's nice.
For me, it's something that I learned to switch on and off in
Right.
terms of acting and directing.
Nice. That's great. That's why you are what you are. अब बात करें हो क्या रहा है? We are talking to an audience that may have watched the trailer and don't know. Kaala Paani title. Everybody is already interested and invested. Do you want to give them a brief idea from your angle? हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पर?
तो it's a story set in the very near future जहाँ पे because of a festival a lot of people are in the islands
Right.
and something goes wrong in the islands जिसकी वजह से the islands are kind of cut off from the rest of the world.
Okay.
अब पूरी story इन characters की है
जी.
कि कैसे ये लोग इन island से बाहर निकले.
Right. Is this a post-COVID concept and idea? Because now people can relate to these kind of ideas, ki something spreading, cutting off. Is this
No, it's not. As Visu said, that
Yeah.
the idea actually came to him much before
right?
anything else happened. So I guess it's nothing to do with COVID.
Right.
This is not a show about a disease also.
Okay.
That's just a backdrop.
Okay.
I think it's essentially a survival drama. It's the emotional journey of these characters who are stuck there. And it's a show which kind of explores how these guys are going to figure out a way
Right.
and do the impossible, which is escape the Kaala Paani.
I think
which is it?
another aspect is basically कि we live in cities so we are cut off from nature.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's actually a safe haven created by nature और यहाँ पे you see the characters interacting with nature for the first time. We don't usually see characters going into forest and figuring stuff out, but here you actually have to figure out what nature has in store for you.
Right.
So it's actually a man versus nature survival story.
Man versus nature survival story. Arushi, when this came to you and you read, firstly when something comes to you, honestly tell me, do you read the whole thing or would you read your parts?
I would say the focus is obviously on the part that you are playing.
Fair.
I'll be honest.
Absolutely fair enough.
And of course, the story also plays
Yeah.
the most important role. But being a selfish actor, I feel like every actor is
Right,
selfish.
every actor is
So your role is important, obviously important. But I think with this, what I felt while reading the script was the script was distracting me from that focus
Right,
because
yeah.
every character had so much, and I actually was crying in the middle of the script. I was crying for some other character, not for my character.
Okay.
I was crying in the middle. I was like, I feel like there's so much beauty in tragedy. We all shove it under the carpet, but we all unite because of that
Right, yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
And I feel like coming from them, especially, it's something which is very rare. Like people know them for,
Yeah.
if I can call it, comedy.
Yeah.
And like to have them write this, pull it off, and do it with such conviction was first of all like, okay, I want to jump into it because it's so different.
Right.
But when I read the script, it was like, यार मतलब ऐसा तो पढ़ा ही नहीं कभी, सोचा भी नहीं कभी ऐसा हो सकता है. तो वो ही सबसे बड़ा important point बन गया, I feel.
Right. Amey, you play a police officer. What is a police officer doing and how can he help when something big is happening? Do you want to give the audience some kind of an idea?
Police officers, I think they are that part of the society, extremely responsible for our well-being, the society's well-being, but it's a thankless job at the end of the day. We see we at New Year's Eve, during the Ganeshotsav festival, Navaratri, whatever, the entire community is celebrating, but the cops are the ones who are, they are outside their house, they don't get time to go home, they don't get time to meet their relatives, their children, their wives, and they are there working thanklessly for us. So, and we are talking about something like a Kaala Paani. We're talking about being on an island, and we are talking about an event which is going to affect not just the people on the island, but the entire nation. So in such a crisis situation, definitely we are going to, take help from the police officers, and they are going to be responsible for all of this. So yes, the responsibility factor is something that is also a prominent part of my character. But then again, this guy he's an ambitious guy. And as I always say, ambitious and hardworking is a good combination, but ambitious and jugadu is a dangerous combination. So this is what I represent in the show.
Right. Ashu, you're the Lieutenant Governor. He's the man with the authority in this place. First part of the question is, what kind of a human is he? What kind is he? Like, a good guy, bad guy?
Well, I can't tell you that,
Right.
but I can definitely say that he's someone who has to make very hard decisions, very tough decisions. If you have two options, in one option you have the ability to save a relative,
Okay.
and in the other option you have the ability to save 20 people. Who are you going to save?
Right.
Will you save that one life, or will you save
tough
20 others? Now, so when will you flip the switch in favor of them or the relative? So these are very hard decisions.
Right.
How he goes through his own catharsis and arriving on these is what forms the basis of Lieutenant Governor.
Right.
And while being upright and while being just, while being the symbol of the who will never make a wrong decision,
Right.
he has to always think of how do I do a lesser wrong decision.
Yeah.
So that's that's very fascinating.
That's a great dilemma. And since we don't see you much in acting, like one is, did you enjoy it? And secondly, did you model this against someone you know? Like, did you?
Actually, good question. No, I did not model it with anyone because I didn't have anybody in mind for a part like this. And I kept asking them that, should I test for you?
Yeah, that's.
Let me audition. But they were absolutely sure that it's me.
Okay.
So after a point, I thought that if they want me to play it for what I am,
That's
then I don't need to look anywhere
someone else, right?
So my hard work was only growing a mustache. So that was my preparation for the role. And I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right. Talking about his casting, what was on your mind? What were you all thinking? Like, it's great that you all cast him, but what were you all thinking? I'm asking.
See, I think as sir also said that his demeanor, what he is like, that's what the character is also.
Right.
He's very balanced.
Okay.
Very calm.
Very calm. You know that you can trust this guy. You know you can, he can figure out things.
Right.
And that was very important. The persona that when he comes on screen, you should feel that, oh, he is the protector.
Right.
He will handle things. No, that was very important for us. And we knew the other bits at doing the lines and doing the characters that he will obviously do it because he is an actor.
Right.
Our first memory of his is
Yeah.
Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na actor.
Correct.
But so I guess that's why it was a very easy choice, and also it was very fresh for us, in terms of just casting, seeing him on screen as that character. I thought it was a very interesting choice.
Right.
For the show, for the ensemble.
Correct.
And yeah.
And when we met him, he had a half-grown mustache already.
Yeah.
So we said, "Arey, ye to bahut acha lag raha hai." So
Right. Should you do more of these? You would like to do more of acting, right?
I would love to. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Right. To both of you, towards the end of the interview, my earlier question was, when I put Netflix, there's everything there.
Yeah.
Why should one click on this? Do you want to talk to the viewers directly and tell them what is in for them? What are you offering?
I think, you want to start?
No.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think it's very rare to have shows where you question the decisions of the character. You can put yourself in the shoes of the character and say that this person made a decision which is extremely wrong, but I still back it. It makes sense to me. Or the kind of moral dilemmas which we face in life rarely reflect in our story. So like everybody is either good or either bad. So there's a line of the Lieutenant Governor himself where he says, there are, unlike Bollywood films, life doesn't have heroes or villains or good guys or bad guys.
Right.
So everybody in the show is a human
Right.
who is acting in their own interest.
Right.
It might serve some people, it might destroy some people, but they're all humans, and it's very rare to see shows where characters are represented as that. And like I said earlier, of course, the interaction with nature is so limited in our shows. Like we have these sociological kind of issues which we see, but I don't think environmentally, globally, jo cheezein ho rahi hain, we rarely see that in the show. So this show is kind of covering that, and of course, like survival drama is something which I think audiences enjoy since Jaws. To haan, us zone ka kuch.
And it's a new world. It's a new world. It's a new genre.
Right.
You're going to cry, laugh, get entertained, feel the thrill with the characters. And these characters will stay with you.
Will stay with you.
Yeah,
That's so
that's
important.
something that we strongly believe in.
Right.
And after watching the show, you should also go to Andaman Nicobar.
Yeah. Right. Lastly, to both of you, is there something? Do you all, as actors, you live with this for so long? Does something like that scare you when you go back home? That, oh my God, could we have this normal life? And can you, like, how do you switch off when you go back home?
Especially with this character, there is a whole aspect of mental health
Yeah.
for my character. So I think started questioning a lot of things for myself. A lot of things which I see in other people as well.
Right.
You know, of course, being empathetic towards other people. So I think all good things only, but definitely it makes you a much deeper person, because while you are preparing for the character, you start questioning a lot.
Right.
And then you find answers for yourself.
Right.
So with this character, I felt that
You felt
100%.
Do you take it home?
No, honestly, I don't, because I think it's dangerous for someone like me. In my previous show, I played a serial killer. I couldn't take that home.
Right.
I had to leave it on set, and I believe in switching on and off. But yeah, I mean, I've all the positive memories from the making of Kaala Paani,
Right.
and I would like to live with all of them.
Right. Ashutosh, I can't tell you what, I would like you to do both. Please continue to make also and entertain us, and please continue to act also.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you guys, and like you said, definitely going to click on this and watch it. So best of luck. You all have tried something different, so really hope people give it a fair chance.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.